Alright, welcome everyone. We are Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for Monster, episode 73.
Oh boy.
This is the penultimate episode of the series, y'all.
Yep.
It's been
a long time.
We are here at the end of Monster.
Yep.
And just one more episode after this, but like, we're probably going to know the ending in a lot of ways by the end of this episode. Yeah. Like all our theories, all of our all of our ways that we see the cast collapsing into like single specific moments or
all the variables
conclusions
will be brushed out of the way. I feel like.
And Jacob, I gotta be honest, like with us only having one episode left and we haven't even seen Johan in Ruinheim and all that, this could be a very open-ended kind of show where the ending is more ambiguous than even we would really be happy about.
But I mean, including this one, there's 2 episodes. They can do it. They could do it. They just need to get all the other stuff out of the way. Like Roberto needs to be taken care of. You know, things like that. But oh boy,
y'all. Without further ado, let's get into this.
Dr. Tenma を訪ねて女の人が来たんだ。女の人？あそこにある双子の絵とそっくりな女の人。
Yeah.
双子の絵。Yeah.
ニナ。
Oh yeah. Whoa.
呼ばれているのか。
Wow.
いい名前だ。名前は大切にしろってポッペさんいつも言ってたもん。
Oh my gosh, of course he has. Wow. Oh! Whoa! Whoa!
Okay.
He's just right there. He's just right there.
やっと会えましたね、ドクターテンマ。
What?
私と一緒に死のう。
There we go.
Wow.
All right, well, bye, Klaus Papa.
Yep. Someone watching?
I guess, yeah.
Oh, did he shoot himself?
No, I think someone else did.
あの時赤いバラの屋敷であの人は私に。いいかい？よく聞くんだ。今見たことはみんな忘れるんだ。
Wow.
遠くへ逃げるんだ。できるだけ遠くへ。
Wow.
人間はね、何にだってなれる。
There we go.
君たちは美しい宝石だ。だから怪物になんかなっちゃいない。
Wow. Wow.
Okay.
フランツ・ボナパルタ。
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
What happened to Lung? What? Are they gonna say that Lung died off screen?
Wow.
見せてくれ。終わりの風景を。
君には見えないよ。
Wow.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
ビブ下がって。
Now, Lung's gonna be okay, Jacob. Lung's gonna be okay.
But where we left off, Lung had the gun in his mouth.
ドクターテンマ、あなたにとって命は平等だった。でも、もう気づいたでしょう。誰にも平等なのは死だけだ。
Wow.
And he's gonna point. Yep. Uh-huh.
あなたには見える。終わりの風景。
Is he gonna do it?
He's not gonna do it. Not here. Still one more episode.
Whoa.
Nice.
Whoa.
I was hoping we would get to see Tenma here. This is a wonderful representation.
Whoa! Oh, here we go. Okay.
This background
reconnecting.
Track.
Yeah, yeah. Whoa. Whoa, and this is happening in like...
ダメだよ。取り戻せないものがある。もう後戻りはできない。ドクターテンマは僕を撃つんだ。そうでしょう、ドクターテンマ。
Because if you don't...
Oh,
yep.
No. Wow.
そうでしょう。
Watch, it's actually Lung.
He's dead. Oh my god, Jacob! No, he's dead!
But...
He's gonna hear the gunshot. Oh.
Oh.
No way! He saved his son!
You're kidding! You're kidding!
In his drunken state, he makes a clean shot from this far away. Whoa.
He actually made the shot? This blonde man has had a headshot.
Yeah.
Perhaps we can save him.
I mean, there's a possibility Johan's alive, but we'll see. Wow. Oh my gosh.
青年1名に対して発砲。父ちゃんは僕を助けようとして撃ったんだ。犯行の理由がですね、角がたくさん生えた頭が7つもある。
Oh my gosh! Wow, they're not being subtle at all.
ばかり言っていまして。
Oh.
But I mean, with this many eyewitnesses, it shouldn't be a problem.
負傷した警察官を1名。
Yeah! Lung!
命に別状はないと思われます
が。Right.
事件を説明できる警官は一人もいないのか。ここにいるよ。
Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm the biggest badass in this freaking show.
ロベルト。奴がこの事件の実質的な実行犯だ。
Essentially.
私はとどめを刺そうとしたが。私が奴から離れて開花へ向かいかけると、
oh, okay.
背後から奴の声がした。次の瞬間、後頭部に打撃を受け、私は気を失った。
Gotcha.
身元を証明する者は？あれ？え？何？ないんだ。宝くじ。え？
Wait.
ポケットに入れといたはずなのに、ちょっと探してくら。あんたもういいよ。
Oh, she took it?
あんなもんなくていいよ。
Right.
私たちこうして生きてるだけで十分だよ。
Oh.
身
That's sweet.
元を証明する
Good.
もの。
Yeah.
後でちゃんと提示してくださいよ。
Let them have their moment, bro. Come on.
あ、いたいた。
Okay.
すみません。身元の確認を。
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No way, they're putting Lung in right next to Johan.
Wait, are they?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh,
and Johan's
my God.
alive. Wow. Wow!
It would take a miracle.
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh.
Yep, uh-huh. Of course.
Whoa.
You've got to be kidding me. Wait, hold on a second.
Dr. Tenma! あなたドクター天馬ですね。ご同行願いませんか。おい、ちょっと待て。ベーカーのルンゲ警部がお呼びです。あなたを必要としている患者がいると伝えてくれと。
Oh man. Oh man.
Oh my gosh.
私は許したい。
But I don't know if I can.
天馬、あなたは間違っていない。
Oh.
あの時も。
Whoa.
これからすることも。
Yeah. So he's gonna do
wow.
it.
Talk about a way to end it.
Wow.
Yeah.
But there's still an episode.
There's still an episode.
This.
So they can still have it end in a conversation because Johan will be alive.
Oh my gosh, okay. Well, it's the only way
Need to
out
be
of
at an
the
actual
city.
well, and they need to be at an actual hospital.
Oh, duh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
We have come full circle.
Yeah.
Oh. Wow.
Man.
Wow.
That's...
Yeah, because they have to shave the hair so that he can do the surgery, but makes him look like a kid again.
Whew. That...
Wow.
I did not see that coming. Wow. Wow.
Yeah. All right. I have no words, y'all.
I mean, like, how didn't we see this coming? Like
when I heard you say earlier that like you didn't see this coming, I want to say that there was a theory we had at one point that was something along this line.
Probably, but the thing is that like it's so far from like what you expect, because like even if it entered our minds, like it's the thing where, you know, when it happens, it's like, of course, right?
Well, no, I think yes, I think that it's unexpected, but I think the thing that's primarily the most potentially powerful here is that Johan died in the episode before the end.
Mm-hmm.
Or he was shot. He really wasn't.
Right.
He didn't really die. But the
didn't
idea
die when
was,
he got killed. Yeah.
Yeah. He was shot here.
Mm-hmm.
And our conversation that we wanted didn't happen.
Right.
But they're basically saying, "Oh, don't worry.
Uh-huh.
That conversation is still happening."
Oh boy.
And in order for it to happen, you're gonna have to wait an episode for that.
Right. And while there is that part of me that wishes that kind of it had gone the other way so that the conversation could play out with all of these stakes on the line still, the conversation's still going to be amazing. Like, because
what do you mean, like stakes on the line?
Well, because like
there's stakes on the line here.
Yeah, there still are, but it's a different kind. Because I feel like this is basically they're doing the happy ending, right?
Oh, you know. Oh, I don't know, Jacob. I don't know. You wanna hear something weird?
Okay.
So, one of the theories I think I had a while back, it's just kind of popping up in my mind now because we still have an episode to go.
Mm-hmm.
Was that Johan would win in some way, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right.
With Ruinheim, I don't think he won.
No.
He didn't.
That was decided as soon as Anna said, "I forgive you."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or Nina.
But here's something that's interesting. Has Tenma won yet?
No, not yet.
Because here's the thing I think that's important, is that the reason why Tenma needed to do this surgery, he needed to save Johan here, was that he could save himself.
Right.
Because he didn't fire the gun.
Yeah.
He didn't kill Johan.
Mm-hmm.
In a lot of ways, everything that he kind of wanted happened, except for one thing. I don't think he got to save Johan here.
Right, so, exactly. The saving of Johan still needs to happen.
So the saving of Johan still needs to happen.
Right. But that is going to happen, I would say, with almost in 100% certainty, because of the fact that Anna said, I forgive you.
Yes.
And that Johan said, it's too late.
Yes.
Right.
And the reason why I would say that Johan can still win here is it's not about him enacting something evil on anyone anymore.
Okay.
It's about him.
Well, the thing is, because I think Johan will kind of win here in a way, but it won't necessarily mean Tenma losing. Because it can be Johan basically coming to terms with everything and all of that stuff, and however they're going to have that play out, the details, I'm not sure. I feel like I have a general idea, but
I just see him as right now being the closest thing we've got to, instead of the monster without a name, he's the monster with a name. And in some ways, we have Tenma, who might be even more of a tie for him to this world than even his own name. So, Tenma is going to have saved him twice.
Right.
And let's be real. If Johan lives, they will never let him out of a prison cell.
Oh, yeah.
For the rest of his life. He'll serve, 10 life sentences in prison.
Yep.
He might even get executed. Like it's at that point where...
Yeah, definitely.
Those aren't endings I see for Johan, though. Johan can't forgive... Like Johan can't be forgiven by the law, essentially, for what he did. Right.
Of course, they could, because of how well he covered his tracks, they could theoretically make it so that way.
Well, Gillen lives, Jacob.
Yes, that's true.
So Johan's done for.
Right, but they could still have Johan be in some supermax prison, and he has conversations with people occasionally, like Gillen or Tenma or whatever.
Right. I am more thinking about this on a philosophical side of things, not the consequences side of things.
All right.
Is that the conversation that they're going to have on the bed is about the nature of people, about what makes a person a monster.
All right.
And I think Johan is going to do some very easy mental gymnastics, at least for him, and leave Tenma with a question that he can't answer.
Okay.
And whenever you have a conversation is built around its questions, around its structure of those questions and stuff.
Okay.
I think Johan is one that's been kind of searching in a way. He's
all right.
He's kind of been on his own little journey here. But Tenma doesn't really have answers. Tenma just saves people. Tenma does what he does. So, in some ways, I could see actually Tenma's insufficiency within this next conversation being something that basically tells Johan in a lot of ways that, yeah, in some ways you did win. Like I wasn't able to be made free from this. Like this is going to haunt me for the rest of my days.
Johan or Tenma?
Tenma. But for Johan,
okay.
But for Johan, I don't think he's ever really going to find a satisfying answer. So he's either going to be left to the police basically in his hospital bed as he just thinks about basically like why.
Well, and I feel like that's what the conversation with Tenma is going to be about. Because Tenma's going to be able to save him from the gunshot, right?
Yes,
but is he going to be able to save Johan? That's the question, right?
I don't think so entirely.
But he could. Like I feel like
Tenma's human aspects of him basically give him he doesn't have anything special except his actions to give to Johan.
But maybe, it's those no big deal things that matter the most.
Well, right. That's the actions, though.
Well, right. But the idea that Anna saying, or Nina saying, I forgive you.
Right. That's bigger probably than anything Tenma could ever do.
Right. And because of that, I would say the door is now open, whereas it wouldn't have been before.
Okay.
The fact that she said that, and the fact that Johan said it's too late for me, once you have that, it's basically saying that there is the desire. But the thing is that there's no belief behind the desire. It's just like that would be nice,
Right.
But it's not going to happen, right? So now if Tenma basically gives him the option, basically says, hey, no, there is actually a possibility that you can, start over, right? In the same way that you kind of, came to life again after I saved you the previous time with this new sense of, purpose and whatnot, right?
Right.
The same can happen here.
Yeah.
Johan died, so who are you going to be now?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this next episode is going to be crazy. I'm surprised at how well this went. Lung's dead, and
wait, what?
Sorry, Roberto's dead, and
Roberto's the only one really that's dead.
And then Klaus Papa.
That's true.
But
the father basically
the past is dead. We had the person that started this, and the one other person that was a survivor from Kinderheim other than Grimmer, right?
Yeah, good point.
They're all gone.
Yep.
So,
So in that respect, Johan is kind of alone.
Well, potentially.
Well, that's the thing. Tied to his past, I think he's
it's just
forsaken.
Tenma and Nina.
Yeah. Well, I think he's forsaken in a lot of ways his sister from the standpoint of that he is actually a danger to her. He can't actually...
Maybe?
He can't actually do anything directly with her or to her or for her.
Yeah, I don't know.
You think that this is going to end with some kind of thing? Because that's another thing to bring up is, do you think Nina is going to have something special that she does for Johan in this final episode here? She's going to be someone that has a huge part to play in that?
Well...
Because I would say
she kind of already has. I feel like that was what they did with Nina here, with the flashbacks to the bits with Klaus Papa and what she said to Johan and everything. They could give us more, and that would be wonderful. Mm-hmm. But they don't have to. They could have that be basically the resolution of everything, and with those three simple words, "I forgive you," it's all taken care of, right? And then the rest of it could be Tenma. But, yeah.
Okay. So we have the Ruinheim arc over.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Klaus Papa goes to Johan after seeing him and says, let's die together. Mm-hmm. Let's end this here. Basically saying...
His way of saying, I'm sorry, basically.
Yeah, and I don't deserve to be in this world anymore. But if you would like an escape with me, come with me.
Yeah.
And there's this twisted kind of father-son kind of thing going on there. Mm-hmm. And it's something that I would say is more symbolic than actual.
Oh, yeah.
I like, definitely. Though, that Johan's, by his own omission, not his own omission, but by his own declaration, Tenma is in a way his father.
Yes.
And Tenma hasn't forgiven Johan. So maybe, if anything, him saving him is going to be something where then Johan asks him, and that's maybe part of the thing of, well, no, this might be actually a thing of where Johan does have a question. Johan asks, can you do it? Can you forgive me too? And Tenma says no. And that would be how Johan could win.
Is that he corrupted the good man, basically?
Basically, the good man, because Johan's thing was that, Tenma sees all life as equal, because even, the kid, in this case, is one that, it goes on to be a murdering serial killer and stuff like that. It was one that Tenma even then couldn't bring himself to kill over the course of the series. Like that was a huge point of contention, I would say, for us with regards to the plot at certain times. But it was something that the story was trying to remind us that Tenma shouldn't be forced to kill anyone. That's not something that he should be.
Right.
He should never be the judge and the jury and executioner and stuff. With
the idea that for everyone there's still the chance in that. And that chance is enough, even if they don't take it.
Even if they don't deserve it.
Right, exactly.
But if we end up having a thing at the very end where Tenma basically has this thing of, I could never forgive you. I couldn't. Like, that would be the thing of where, yes, you're right. It would be the thing of the good man being lost within the corruption that Johan's actions and presence and...
One of the things, this is a slight, like, shift to a different detail, but I loved how Johan had the finger pointed at his forehead. And then
we saw that coming.
Right, we saw that coming. And then Nina runs up and the finger leaves.
Oh, I gotta see this.
Yeah.
You're telling me that once he saw Nina come up there, that he removes...
Yeah. Right, so... Yeah.
Wait, so...
Right.
So it's not immediately.
Yeah, but I mean, with the slower pace of how it goes.
Even though it's not shoot.
Yep. Please don't shoot. And then, yeah. Yep.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the very next time technically we saw Johan do anything once she arrived.
Yeah, and then some things can't be taken back. It can't turn back now. Yeah. Yep. Which makes it a great parallel because it's basically saying, the fact that Wim is being threatened here, right? There's the fact that one, it's the innocent, right? It's the kid. So if Tenma would kill Johan to save anybody, of course it would be a kid like Wim, right? But there's also this idea that by doing this ultimatum, Johan is basically is kind of damning himself.
Yeah.
By saying, no, it's too late for me, and to prove it, here we go. I'm going to kill this kid. I'm going to kill the kid that I used to be. I'm going to, that innocence, that whatever bit of innocence I might have had, and whatever hope for redemption and a brighter future I might still have potentially, I'm going to kill him.
Right. Which is, yes, like you said, it's very reminiscent of what he did when he was younger in order to survive and also to protect Anna. So it works very well. The thing of him putting down his finger though from his forehead, I think that's not only very telling, it's something that's rather sad because in some ways he was like, oh, well, this is all over. Let's just do this. Let's get it over with. It's about what I predicted. Anna shows up or Nina shows up and he's like, I didn't predict this.
Right.
Yeah. And then he thinks that basically he rendered her inert from the encounter at the house, or at the very least she killed herself,
Right.
So,
and that was basically up here. That was basically the bit of peace that he gave her, I guess, is probably how we thought of it.
Well, yes, for sure. But another thing is that her being here and being alive means that somehow she forgave herself.
Sure. Yeah.
And she was able to move on. Yeah. Or even better, somehow potentially the one that makes the most sense to have done it, Tenma saved her.
Sure.
And this is probably coming from the kid who realized that he couldn't really save his sister.
Right.
So he ends up becoming the monster to just do what he can.
And also when she says you can't shoot Dr. Tenma, that's something that like Johan's probably heard that before, right? Because they bickered over who's going to kill him and whatnot. But then she says, please don't shoot. Now there's the idea that could be please don't shoot for your sake, Dr. Tenma.
Yeah.
But there's also the idea that maybe she was saying that for his sake.
Yeah.
And I like to think, because that was the very thing that was said right before he removes his finger. And I like to think that that's one of those things where he's thinking, wait, is there a possibility, like he knows what she's going to say before she says it, right? And then she says, I forgive you, and that look on his face of just shock.
Yeah.
Because and then the whole thing of him threatening to kill Wim, it makes, like, in some ways it might make it feel like reducing Johan's sort of rule of cool because he's getting bested,
I mean, he wanted to get bested.
Right.
This whole thing was for him to die.
Well, but he's getting bested in the way that he didn't want to get bested, right?
Right.
In that he himself is getting affected, as opposed to just being killed, and there you go, and it's over and done with.
Gotcha.
Like that's, yeah. It makes his struggle, his plight, and everything feel way more normal in a lot of ways, right? Because he's a confused young guy, right, who had a effed up childhood, right, and now he doesn't know what to do, right? So he's sort of just doing what has been ingrained in him, and and all that stuff, and then but really he needs someone to tell him it's going to be okay, which isn't exactly what I would expect as a way to resolve the Machiavellian super crazy monster that terrifies people just by looking at him.
Yeah.
But it's very human.
Yeah. Roberto's dead. Lung survived.
Mm-hmm.
Lung basically just gave Tenma maybe a pass.
Yeah. Potentially.
Like, by him setting this up, Lung is probably going to stake his reputation on Tenma's innocence, and then combine that with Dr. Gillen's info. Johan,
and anything they could get out of Johan, potentially.
Yes, Johan is going to be the one responsible for most everything, and Tenma will probably go free.
Yeah, and they could still do the thing of, like, the electric chair or something, where maybe Johan admits to everything, and then, as the way to clear Tenma's name, and he's like, okay, all right.
The issue I have with this series ending, I would say, with a happy ending, is that all this stuff happened. There's a lot by which we can have this be an introspective ending, one that is more focused on where people's heads, hearts, minds, souls, whatever, are kind of at just in these specific moments. And if they want to make this about saving someone's soul, essentially, and have Johan's essentially have either the beginnings of being saved, or him making the choice to desire to be, set free in some way.
Right.
I would love to see that from Tenma's and Johan's perspective of them having that conversation.
Yeah.
But if, I look at this on a more realistic level, the sad thing about this is that
he's going to die, probably, or just
no, just that wait, who's he?
Johan.
No, well, honestly, I don't really care what Johan's fate is, if that makes sense.
Okay.
What I'm more interested is whether or not Tenma ends up making it through this. Basically, he doesn't lose sight of who he is throughout this.
Right, exactly.
And I think the important thing here is it's not just that he didn't shoot, but it was that he did the surgery.
Right. Exactly.
And the positive aspect of him doing the surgery, I think, reaffirms who he is, and it reaffirms also to Johan who Tenma is. And if that happens,
the power
then
of one good man.
Yeah, if that happens, then I would love to see a conversation between the two of them regarding the idea of saving someone.
And I hope it's in, like, the thing you brought up of, like, it being in the hospital bed. I hope that's what it is. Because, like, originally I thought it would be something where, like, oh, he's going to save him, and then I guess Johan will be in, like, some supermax prison or whatever.
And you see them on the phone with each other through
right,
a glass
exactly.
wall or something.
Yeah,
I don't want
like that.
I don't want that.
But the idea of it being in the hospital bed, it's like, oh, man, that's way better.
Because I don't want to know what happens to Johan in the prison or what have you. I don't need to see that he gets executed or that any of that stuff happens and things like that. I want to see his soul be bared and
the
laid
internal
vulnerable.
states of the characters. Yeah, exactly. The resolutions there, not the resolutions in the world.
Right. And then they'll give some focus to all the side characters going about and doing those types of things. They will be the plot kind of arc enders.
Sure.
But the character stuff between, at the very least, Tenma and Johan, but potentially also Nina, being kind of this final triumvirate would just be perfect, because with this whole journey of Monster, Johan has been a character that I think it's, and they even did it this episode. The drunk guy literally saw him as the devil. That's how pointed can they be?
Right, the coming full circle thing. Yeah, let's just bring this right back to the seven-headed beast. You know.
Yep. If they have it be a thing though of where Johan has even gotten to the point where he's demonized himself, and he has no real hope for anything else, I would love to see then maybe at the very least Tenma talk about him wrestling with the monster over the course of this journey, and how if they go for the true kind of happy ending, that it was all these people that helped Tenma overcome it and not succumb to it.
Right.
And hold on to Tenma, to that name, to who he is.
Yeah, because if you think about it, all the episodic times where he helped people, there was always this reaffirming at the end of, you're a good person, you help people, all this stuff.
Right.
Which played in great with the themes and the contrast of the fact that he's going on a mission to kill Johan, right?
Right.
But yeah, if they make it so that those continuous affirmations, all that episodic stuff was basically what helped keep him grounded enough so that when the moment came, he was able to not do it.
Because I think Tenma had basically fate on his side, that because of the way Johan set up the whole Ruinheim plan and gave the guns to the old people that they would distribute to the other citizens and stuff, and then cause the chaos for all this stuff, the drunk guy ends up basically stumbling upon this one area because he survived, because he was passed out drunk probably when everyone else was going crazy, killing each other. And then seeing Wim right at the mercy of Johan, his body just surrenders to his desire to protect his son. He goes back to first principles and just does the impossible.
Yeah.
In his drunken state, fires a gun from that distance and actually mortally wounds Johan. I think Johan's plan was to have Tenma kill him. And I think on that respect, he would have done the perfect suicide. Tenma would have been blamed probably for everything here. Everything that they had built up as the case against Tenma would have been discredited, or people would have specifically avoided telling any of that stuff because they wouldn't want to see them be seen as Tenma's accomplices to someone that mass murdered an entire town. But because this chance random thing happened from the background here, something that Johan couldn't have predicted, the repercussion of Johan's actions coming back to bite him, if you will.
But also it's the playing again on the themes of the story, which is the idea that, the actions of one person doing good, right, can have insane consequences. Even if they're not someone that most people would consider to be a good person.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
This drunk dude, this dad that defended his son, it's the same dad that beat his son and, took his money to buy alcohol, right?
Yep. He's not a good person.
He's not a great person.
Nope.
Not a great person.
Nope.
But even so, he was able to do this. That's...
And they reinforced that in this episode by having Wim crying out to the police. Being
exactly.
Like, no, my dad's a good person. He was trying to save me.
Yep.
Please don't take him away.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah.
The fact that Johan, though, survived, I see that as such a ballsy thing by also the writer to have Johan's final moments be something that, one, correlates so obviously back to the first episode, but also puts him in a position where your protagonist has that compromised kind of setup where at any point Tenma could kill Johan.
Sure.
That's going to be something he talks about as well. It's not the whole thing of the past actions in those things in the moment helped him from, succumbing to the monster. Well, they did, but it's going to be Tenma remembering all the actions of those people and stuff like that.
And that's what keeps him
from when he was in surgery. Oops, I messed up.
Right. Although I think once Tenma made the decision to go back and do the surgery, he's like, no. I'm saving him.
You're right.
And that's
You're
why,
right. I'm thinking on a weird meta level that doesn't necessarily have to
even
apply.
That shot of Tenma walking away with his, his big trench coat and stuff, and like we've seen that shot so many times in other episodes, right? Usually when he's leaving some episodic story where he just did a bunch of good and now he has to go kill the monster, right? Except now he's going to, well, in a lot of ways, he's going to kill the monster.
Yeah.
He's going to kill his monster.
Yeah.
The monster in him, right? And by saving this person, even though they've done all these terrible things, but maybe they can turn things around.
God, like there's so much to talk about specifically with the show, and not really just the show, not specifically, but like generally with the show, but specifically with the character arcs of Tenma and Johan. That if this is kind of the chance at a new life, basically, that Johan saw it to be when he was shot and nearly killed the first time. What if basically this is part of the story's kind of, because there's some serious religious symbolism in here, but the whole idea of something higher in terms of not like a higher power, like specifically, but a higher order to things that accounts even for the Johans of the world.
Yeah.
Meaning that there are going to be evil people out there in the world. But the actions, like you said, of one good person in the right place at the right time ends that whole path, that whole like stain of evil.
Yeah. And you can say, well, okay, it ended it, but it still happened. How can you justify the fact that this Johan, existed, that all this stuff was done to him, and then he went to do all this thing?
You can't.
These things, it's like, well, yeah, you can't exactly,
you can't. But there are these little moments, these little coincidences where you look back at Johan and you're like, holy crap, wait, was he being given a chance back then at basically redemption? And Tenma was basically his guardian angel, basically saying, little boy, it's okay.
Right.
And it's okay.
And not a perfect guardian angel. Tenma was still like, man, those it would be so much better if those people were just dead, you know?
Yep.
Johan made it happen, but even so.
Yep.
Yeah.
And now right back here we are, like we're right back here again, and maybe that will be part of the twist of Johan winning. It's that we have to like let's say he ggets thrown into a maximum security prison, right?
Okay.
And he serves like 8-9 life sentences and stuff. They can't let him see another human being.
Oh no,
because he's
solitary confinement.
He's
the entire time.
He makes Hannibal Lecter look like a little kitten.
Oh yeah.
Like
yep.
Like this is the kind of thing where it's like, no, you couldn't do that. But let's be real. How would they actually feasibly do that? Johan would eventually pull something.
Right.
Eventually. So they'd have to kill him, right? What if this is more of a thing of like where maybe Tenma leaves a seed of an idea of something good to maybe grow inside Johan.
Right.
But we can never know really if it's going to be
enough.
Or even if Tenma's actions are going to be enough, regardless of whether or not what his words are.
Slight backtracking to the whole thing of the goodness coming even from the most unlikely of places. I think that's why I like Ava so much as a character. Not just that she makes the plot exciting, right? Just whenever she's around, because she does all kinds of crazy stuff. But but it's the idea that I feel like she is the personification of that aspect of humanity, of the idea that she consistently
screws up.
Yeah. And it's like she's given every opportunity to not.
Yep.
But she still does, right? Yep. Just continuous downward spiral, right? like there's some prize at the bottom.
Right. She's got negative spiral energy.
Right. There's a whiskey. Someone said there was a whiskey bottle down there. So,
and she's like corkscrewing her way at like exactly 9,000 miles an hour.
But the idea that she's still given the option to turn things around, right? Yeah. She's still given the choice. Mm-hmm. That I feel like is that aspect of humanity that Monster gets at. That's where I feel like it really shines. Because the idea of people doing bad things, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, you know, great, that's awesome, you know, and that can be great to explore, don't get me wrong, you know, but it's that idea of amidst all of that, let's get at all the other stuff, that all the other aspects of humanity that are not erased just because they do all these horrible things, right?
For sure.
But yeah.
Y'all, Monster. We have one more episode left.
Yep.
And there's not much plot, really.
Nope.
This is just going to be a character conversation and
stuff.
Maybe some wrapping up of some little arcs.
Little details.
Maybe some see where they are at kind of now kind of thing.
If they did like a time skip.
Ava, you know?
Hey, Ava and Lung could still end up together. I'm just saying.
Jacob wants to use that Ava Lung BGN pun again.
Yeah. I didn't get to use the end of Ava, so, you know. But
that's right. Oh my gosh.
I was prepped to have that be the title of the episode where Ava dies, but
wait a minute.
She didn't.
Jacob.
So.
Ava survived the series.
Yeah.
Who voted for what?
I don't know. And was that over Ava or was that over Lung? I can't quite remember.
It was one of those two.
It was one of those two. But
we'll
both of them
we'll have
survived.
to find out.
Yeah.
We'll have to find out and resolve our
our
bet. Something tells me I'm gonna win again.
All right, I'll start working out my jaw so you break your fingers. Yeah.
See, I can't be slapped right now. My face is too sensitive.
Your skin would just shatter right off. That would. Hold on though. I mean, I'm pretty sure you won.
I'm pretty sure I did too.
But if you didn't, this would be the perfect vengeance for all those other slap bets that I've lost. Because it would be 1 year sunburn and then just...
I'd be like, okay.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
I gotta say, y'all, like, for those of you that have, you know, stuck with us around since the beginning and stuff of watching this show,
Thank you.
I gotta say, like, I hope y'all are recommending other people to watch this show.
Yeah,
right?
Because thank you for getting us to watch it.
But, like, this is one of those shows that needs to get the, like...
It needs to get the Netflix live-action adaptation
treatment. Because this is a show that could do it.
Yep.
And there wouldn't be really any issues doing it.
No one would know it was an anime adaptation. That's the thing.
In fact, we could probably go looking around and see if there were any, like, semi-copycats that are just out there.
Sure.
They're probably more like movies, you know?
But even then, as a movie, it's like...
I could see a B movie that would be somewhat like a ripoff of this in some ways.
Maybe.
But, Urasawa, like, you legend. Just, yeah.
Yeah, this is fantastic.
Yeah, really good stuff. Yeah, I didn't even expect the little bit of me to kind of feel for Johan. Like,
right. Yeah. I expected it to be...
I'm like, no, I just killed that. I basically, like, took out, like, Lung's, like, gun that I had hidden under the chair and pop, you know?
Boom, boom, boom. And actually double tapped like people are supposed to do in this show. Yeah. Yeah. Like, the fact that Lung is still alive is very merciful of Roberto, because even if he, like, pistol whipped him, you know, when he took him by surprise or something, and he just...
Well, the thing I think that we can almost say, this is actually a sad thing about Roberto, is that Roberto's goal was to basically put himself into a position with Johan to where he would trust him to see basically the landscape of the end, to see the final chapter, basically, the final page of the monster book, basically. And Johan said no.
Yeah.
And in some ways, I think maybe he knew that. So he doesn't have any real malice towards others, maybe.
But he still did have a mission to, like, kill everybody.
But he is a cold-blooded, you know, psycho.
Yeah.
That, you know, just completely, you know, get rid of anyone that would stand in his way of that. But the sad aspect of him being a Kinderheim kid that just wanted to see Johan's vision come to light,
I
and
still
also
wanted
participate in it in some ways.
Like The fact that him and Grimmer didn't ever talk, that's just rough.
Oh, well, I think that's why it's perfect that they both died.
Sure. Yes.
Is that maybe in the next life, or maybe in the just the beyond, that they'll have some kind of closure,
or at the very least peace now. They covered that with Grimmer very well.
Yes, peace is a great another way to put it. It's really good.
Yeah.
This was a chilling episode even after Johan died. Did you feel that? When they were like having people come in and like report on the situation.
Oh, yeah.
They had the Johan theme in the background, just like
and the whole thing of sliding Lung in right next to Johan. I'm like, and they don't show Johan's face. I mean, granted, he got shot, but it's just that suit that we've come to fear.
That is true, with the turtleneck, like
cosplaying Johan.
So you get a blonde wig,
right?
A lot of makeup to make yourself
just
look
paler
kind of pale and stuff.
Yeah.
And then
you walk around with a bottle of whiskey.
No,
not the bottle of whiskey. That's very specific.
I think you just stare at people and you just kind of go. Yeah. Like, that would scare the crap out of me.
Well, especially now you've seen the show. But
also, if you're in a convention, it's going to be pretty loud. But one of the things that, I mean, we're not trying to be creepy here, but one of the points of cosplaying a character is to kind of make people think that you are that character, right?
Exactly, to embody them.
Right, so what you could do is you could stand in the crowd that's moving, and you just stare at someone until they basically notice that you're staring at them.
And hope that they've seen Monster.
And then all of a sudden, basically, whenever they turn to look away, you immediately turn the opposite direction and start walking. And just see if you blend in with the
try and do that blending into the crowd.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That would be chilling.
Oh, that'd be terrifying.
That would be terrifying.
Yeah.
Yep. But
there'd be those few people that have seen the show, and they'd be like, "Oh my god, this is amazing."
Yeah, that's the other thing. I think that part of the problem with cosplaying with him is that most of these convention things and stuff are during summertime, and he has such a winter outfit, basically.
Maybe, but like there are some much worse cosplay for warm weather.
Oh, I know. Yeah. Oh, I know. Yeah. I'm just saying that the payoff for his cosplay isn't necessarily
You're right. You'd be
worth
wanting
it.
to make sure you're not like slick with sweat the entire time, because that kind of ruins the effect. Yeah.
Well, also, if you're going to be slick with sweat, you might as well wear like your mecha suit, or something that's like, actually like crazy cool.
And then why not just cook completely? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, y'all, this is the second to last episode of Monster. Thank you so much for watching to the end of this reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion, the final episode right now, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get on early access there. You can watch full-length reactions there. And all this comes with Discord access. You can chat with us about these stories, about Monster, about anime in general, about, crazy villains and stuff, or just whatever. And if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.